It's XYZ right here on your classic metal show from their second release, Hungry. It's Face Down in the Gutter.
Sometimes.
Yeah, well, I kind of played that for your benefit.
Thanks.
Also, I noticed in the chat room there, May K, she has it right, that Don Dokken produced the first self-titled XYZ record.
Right.
And did a lot of the background vocals on that as well.
And then he went away, and so did they.
Who, XYZ?
Yeah.
Oh, their second record, Hungry, had that song that I just played.
Yeah, but that wasn't a hit, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Face Down in the Gutter?
Yeah, Face Down in the Gutter.
I thought the only songs that they had were hits were Inside Out and After the Rain.
Well, but the second record had a couple of songs on it, too.
Did not realize that.
Yeah. Again,
don't get me wrong, I like them.
That was the second, third tier bands that kind of came in at the late end of the 80s.
Yeah, they were over before they started.
Yeah, more or less.
Yep.
So a lot of bands that just missed the boat.
Yep.
But I like those records a lot. I like a lot of those bands that just missed.
Dude, you know what I listened to on the way to Pittsburgh last week? And I can't get enough of this band. And I'll be honest, I remember them in the day, but not really well. McQueen Street.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you've always touted your like for that band.
Dude, I'm listening. I love the record that they put out in like 2002 or whatever.
Right.
Just 2.
Sure.
You know, with the White Junk Monkey, which is my 2. But man, I was listening to the first album this week. Man, that fucking thing rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did I miss this band back in the day? But it's like every other one of these bands. There were so many, you know, it's just one I didn't buy, I guess. And they really weren't popular or anything.
No, not at all.
I mean, did they even have a hit?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, they're like one of those that nobody knew of, but somehow I ended up with, and I like them.
Yeah, another band that never quite made it. I don't know. I'm not going to say that they were great or anything, but Sweet F.A.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't name one song.
They had 2 CDs. I have both of them.
Right. Do you know any of the songs, like off the top of your head?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. But they were from Indiana. I do know that.
Right.
But that was another one that just missed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just a lot of those bands.
Right.
Just didn't quite make it in time.
Right. Look at Ted in the chat room. Did anyone buy the Last in Line CD? I'm assuming he means the new one. Did you hear that yet? Did I send that to you?
No. You mean the one with Vinny and all that?
Yeah. With
No.
Vinny
Haven't heard. No, haven't heard it at all.
I'll send it to you. It's unmemorable. Even though Eddie Trunk said it was great.
Yeah, of course.
It's, you know what it is? It's kind of cool to hear Vivian Campbell playing, you know, like Dio stuff again. But the songs just don't measure up. You know, they're just boring songs.
Sure.
And I wanted to like it because obviously we're friends with Vinny. You know, we like Vinny. But not feeling it.
Right. I don't know. What is your thoughts on these bands trying to make some kind of a living off a legacy?
I'm not for it. You know, there's when the core piece is dead, that's it. You know, doing the legacy of the Last in Line era band and now it's not even that, because now 2/5 of the band or 2/4, half the band is not from that era.
Sure.
Because Jimmy Bain's gone, so they're going to have to replace him, somebody. And so it won't be the bass player and it won't be the singer. So, you know, who's going to care? It's the guitar player and the drummer.
Right.
You know, I don't know. I'm not for it personally. You know, I all of that Dio Disciples too. Dio has become a cottage industry.
Yeah, but see, that's his wife though.
Yeah, and she should stop it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how long is it before we get voicemails from him?
Sure.
On a disc. Hey, here it is. It's the voicemails of Ronnie James Dio.
Well, that's kind of funny because when I was out in NAMM and word came down just before I, text you about Jimmy Bain, Nader is the one who told me.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And his exact words.
Yeah.
This is God's way of saying, stop it with the Dio.
Yeah. I agree. And I mean, we have friends that have been in these Dio bands. Obviously, Vinny Appice's in the Last in Line, and we love Vinny.
Yeah.
And certainly Ripper was in the Dio Disciples, and we love Ripper.
And he had nothing to do with Dio.
Yeah, nothing. Except he was managed by Wendy. That's his connection.
That's my point.
You know, and that's, come on. You know, the guy gave everything he had till his last moment. But that's it. His moment is gone.
Yeah, but see, that was Wendy's cash cow.
Yeah, well, it was. Find a new one. Because, you know, that's done. I don't want concerts from 1986. You know, that's the one that bothered me, that she released that live in Philadelphia or whatever.
Right.
Because I listened to it, and it's not a very good show. You know, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's definitely, of all the live stuff that's out there, it's not one of the better ones.
Well, it's like Frankie releasing that live portion with that last Quiet Riot record with Jizzy.
Yeah, you should have left that at 6 songs.
Yeah.
There was no need for those 4 bad songs.
Yeah, poorly recorded.
Yeah,
clearly an audience recording.
Yeah, not good.
It wasn't a soundboard recording.
Yeah, and it wasn't, you know, it did nothing for the legacy. No one wanted to hear that. You know, and Quiet Riot's had 15 live things out there anyway.
Sure.
So stop it. You know, if you want to tour it, you know, I'm not so against the touring it. You know, Quiet Riot wants to go on as, you know, Frankie Banali and others. That's fine. You know, if people buy, even Blotzer, as much as this is going to pain me to say, if he ultimately wants to go do it, go ahead, you know, but don't form a band, make new songs, and try to somehow leverage that as against the classic era. You know, that would be embarrassing, you know, to me anyway. That's a slap in the face of the fans.
Mm-hmm.
And I get why there's so many Dio things out there, because his, you know, I hate to say it, but his stock rose when he died. Don't you think?
Well, as with any artist, be it a music artist, a actor, a painter,
right?
You know, a painter's works aren't worth a lot until after they die.
Right. Yeah.
Then it goes through the roof.
Yeah. I mean, for a lot of years, up until the Heaven and Hell thing, Dio was not big. You saw Dio at the Odeon, didn't you?
Yeah, several times.
And I did too. That's an 800-seater. You know, Dio was... People forget that now. People think that Dio was Dio. You know, fucking 20,000 a show, every show he ever played. That's not true. The bulk of Dio's career, or at least his solo career, was in clubs.
Yeah.
You know, he played at the Flying Machine here. He played at the fucking Odeon here. He was an opening act for the Blaze version of Iron Maiden.
True.
You know, so Dio was an opening band. And then when he died, everybody's sort of forgotten that. You know, and they think that he's bigger than life. And it's like, you know, he really wasn't. And he, you know, and we've talked about it before. He put out some really bad music, too.
Sure he did.
You know, Angry Machines and Magica. That's a 1-2 of garbage. Good Lord. That's really... And I love Dio. Don't get me wrong. I truly love Dio. And he was the nicest guy to me.
True.
I mean, you remember that stuff, dude. Dio was... I mean, he remembered me by name, which to me was, you know, a guy that fucking does 10,000 interviews a record. And he would see me and, hey, Chris, how have you been? You know?
Sure.
Just a true class gentleman. But to make him out like he was, you know, John Lennon is a farce.
Right.
You know, and to sell every stupid thing that he's doing, I agree with Nader 100%. Enough. You know, let the guy's legacy stand by itself. You know, what she's doing is really dulling what he already did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, don't you think? I mean, for the live records, what's that live record he did? Intermission?
Yeah.
Was that live record?
Yep.
doesn't the value of that go down now that there's other shows that are out there?
Sure, absolutely.
So now, and I think that it dulls his whole catalog. It doesn't strengthen it.
Yeah, but the question is does she benefit from the sale of his catalog?
Yeah, and that's the big question. But it's just like Jimi Hendrix. There's a million Jimi Hendrix records that have been released after he died. And honestly, is there any Jimi Hendrix record that's now worth a shit? That people look at and are like, oh, it's Jimi fucking Hendrix.
Right.
Now it's just some bullshit in the cutout bin. Most of the time. No, I think they dilute the whole package.
Of course, but everybody, the people who stand to benefit monetarily will squeeze the last dime out of that.
Yeah,
and
at the sake of the artist and the fans.
Sure.
Which is kind of shitty.
But, again, I don't know what Wendy Dio's financial status is, but apparently she needs this in order to maintain whatever lifestyle she has.
Yeah. Did she just get remarried?
I don't know the answer. I don't know.
I thought she married some other dude.
No, she could have. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
that could pay for something for a change.
Sure.
Jeez.
But, she benefits from these Dio tributes or whatever.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because I'm sure she's managing at least one of them, isn't she?
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah, well, she had to be managing Dio Disciples. Now, are they doing a record too? Is that what?
I don't know. I can't keep up with all that.
Yeah, part of it too is Frontiers builds this shit. I don't know that they did the Dio Disciples necessarily, but I know like Resurrection Kings, which is not a Dio one, but the one with Craig Goldie.
Mm-hmm.
Goldie told me flat out that he got a call from Serafino over at Frontiers and said, "Hey, this is what we want to do. This is what we want it to sound like. We want you to work with these guys."
Right.
So that's not a band. That's just a project. And then it sort of turned into a band because they liked working with each other, but I don't know. Anymore, the whole what's being released is kind of a joke, don't you think?
I agree.
Just musically, there's just so little music coming out with integrity. That's why I was thrilled that right off the bat this year we got 3 really good records with the Primal Fear, the Megadeth, and the Anthrax.
Right.
Might be all we get for the whole year. Honestly, is there anything else that you're really looking forward to?
The Metal Church.
Metal Church.
And well, I know this may not come out this year, but potentially the Testament.
Oh no, that's coming out this year.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be out this year. That'll be good.
But I'm still waiting on the Metal Church.
Yeah, me too. That one's starting to piss me off that we're waiting. But like I got our first dud of the year the other day. That fucking solo record from Ricky Warwick from the Thin Lizzy and
Black Star Riders.
What a piece of
why is he doing a solo record?
Because his profile's up. Only the reason I could think of.
Yeah, but it's dumb.
Yeah, you definitely feel it's not very good.
It's like,
I listened to it.
What do you bring to the table outside of what you're known for?
Yeah, he should have just done a Phil Lynott covers record if he's going to do that.
Sure.
And I get it. He's trying to establish his own brand or whatever. But
it's pointless because you're now associated with something that already is a brand.
Yeah.
You're not going to branch out from that.
Mm-hmm. And really, is Black Star Riders that established?
Not really. I mean, they're just known as Thin Lizzy under a different name.
Yeah, a lot of people like it, but it's just Thin Lizzy. But yeah, that record, I don't see it doing much.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a tough time musically, dude, and there's less and less of it coming.
Well, it's pointless. It's pointless to do it. It's everybody's. As much as shit that Stephen Piercy takes from his former bandmates or Blotzer or whatever.
Right.
From a logistics perspective, Piercy seems to know what he's doing.
Well, yeah, he's always been that guy though.
Yeah, but running his own Top Fuel Records, we kind of goofed on it early. When he established that back in the 90s, I guess.
Yeah.
we kind of goofed on the whole Top Fuel Records thing.
Right, sure.
But even though he's not some kind of big label, you know, I'm going to say Frontiers. I know Frontiers isn't huge, but at least they're doing something out there. They're active.
That's what he is, a small indie.
Yeah, but the way he's even marketing himself, working with Beau Hill again, releasing like 3 or 4 songs a year. That's the way. That's the model that's going to work.
That's the only model now that means anything. And let's be honest, outside of people listening to this show, does anybody hear these Stephen Pearcy songs?
No, not at all.
So. The hardcore fans and our fans, because we play them.
Yeah,
we like Stephen.
Yeah, and I actually like the songs.
No, I do like the songs, but whether we like the songs or not, I'm going to say you've played what 4 different songs. Do you think? And we have a reach of roughly 15,000, 16,000 a week.
Sure.
Okay. You've played 4 songs, and I know you've played the one several times.
Yeah, because it's very, very rat. I can't take it.
Yeah, you like that song.
I like that song.
Yeah. So let's say we've done 10 plays in 6 months of new Stephen Pearcy. Does that sound fair?
That about covers it, yeah.
Do you think 10 plays over 15,000 listeners has garnered 100 downloads?
Maybe.
I would say no.
You don't think even 100?
Nah.
Why would you download it when it's available on iTunes? Or not iTunes, but I mean on YouTube.
That's the point.
He puts the quote unquote official video on YouTube.
So he doesn't even care if he sells it.
No, because it's out there. Just go to YouTube and look up Stephen Pearcy. I Can't Take It. There's a video out there for it. So you can listen to it anytime you want.
Right. Yeah. The model makes no sense to me anymore. The one that I always point to is the Hailstorm record, the Into the Wildlife. I didn't buy it the first day. I bought it literally the second day. But I heard the whole album on YouTube the first day it was released. And it was on the label's YouTube.
Okay.
So why would the label even put it out if they're going to put the whole thing themselves on YouTube?
Don't know.
You know, that doesn't make any sense at all to me. I don't understand their model. You know, is their model to not pay the bands? So I don't get it. I don't get what's going on in the whole industry right
I guess
now.
it's just the live performance and the merchandising.
Yeah. So then why even make a record?
And more bands and artists are getting away from making a record.
Right. Do you think Don's going to really do an album? Or you think he's going to?
No, I think he's going to probably do 3 or 4 songs, and put potentially a video to go with each song, and that's it.
Right, and then done.
That's it.
Dunzo.
Yeah. So you do 2, 3, 4 songs in a year, like one every 3 months or so, and you're done.
Right. Well, it's just. I hate what this business has become. Honestly, I really do. It's just. And the worst part is you can't tell the artist the truth that their music has no value anymore because they don't believe that.
Well, the thing is when we do have the opportunity to interview any of these people, more often than not, at least from my perspective, when I'm, involved with the interview,
right?
I always ask a question: what's your motivation to make a record these days?
Yeah. Because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Why are you making a whole record?
Or make a whole record, but just don't release it all at once.
Well, the thing is that the answer that we seem to get, especially from these veteran guys, well, I like a physical product. Yeah, so it's just it's just their inability to let go of the old way of doing things.
Right. And that's why they lag behind. Because people don't even want to, dude, believe me, more and more, I got the new iPhone last week. And with the new iPhone, I mean, I literally have a whole screen just of music apps, and I'm looking at it right now. Of these apps, almost none of it has anything to do with actual physical product anymore. Spotify has no physical product. TuneIn Radio has none. Slacker has none. Pandora has none. Play Music is my Google thing. That has none. iHeartRadio has none. iBroadcast technically does. I guess I have songs stored on the server, but that's to play stuff offline. You know, everything is streaming now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need for physical. You don't need it. I mean, do you pretend we weren't in the industry right now? You were just a guy, okay? Would you still be buying these records, or would you just be happy with your Spotify?
I got to be honest with you. I haven't purchased a physical music media in literally years.
Yeah, that's like I was saying earlier in the show. The first that I'm going to buy the Kill 'Em All Metallica for $150, and that is going to be the very first thing that I have bought in probably, well, I mean, of physical product. 5 years, maybe more. I don't buy physical product. I don't even want it.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I think the last actual physical CD that I purchased, because I didn't receive it from the artist,
right?
That I actually went to the store and bought it, I bought that Benedictum Dominion.
Right.
I actually purchased that off the shelf.
Right.
I think that's the last thing I actually purchased as a physical product.
Now, I'm trying to think before this, what I purchased. I mean, I've bought a few things. I do buy stuff online here and there, like MP3 stuff. You know, like I told you, I bought the Megadeth, and I bought the Hailstorm, and I bought, I've bought a few, here and there, and a lot of it's, like the Megadeth. I obviously could have made a call and got, but I just didn't want to call the favor. That's really what it came down to. I don't even want physical product anymore. When I get physical product, it goes in a drawer, and I tend to either sell it or throw it away. Give it away. A lot of times, and that goes for everything, even like books and shit. I know every time John comes over here, he fucking leaves with a handful of books.
Sure.
Because I get all these damn books, I can't do nothing with them.
Right.
What am I going to do? Read them? That's not going to happen. I read enough that I could do an interview with, then I'm done with it.
Right.
That's just the way it works. It's a crazy time, man.
It is a crazy time.